It's not snowing. It is raining quite a lot. It's going to get heavier. Hopefully it doesn't snow. It's going to depend on how cold it gets tonight. It's going to be, I don't want it to snow. It is snowing not that far from us, but we're on the other side of the jet stream. So, I don't know. Hi, Shadowfax. Let's run in here and check, see how everyone's doing. We did have a little drama this morning, and the wind is really whipping. Like, in here is really protected. Like, really protected because of all the trees. Like, so incredible. But you can see it's really windy. Whoa, I almost fell. It's also really wet and sticky. Yeah, it's wet and sticky, guys. Wet and sticky. All right, so we got chickens up in the rafters. We got turkey. We got turkey. It's really dark in here. You probably can't see very well. Okay, everyone looks good. Everyone feels good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's chickens up in the rafters. All the rafters have chickens. It's awesome. Okay, so we got to be careful because this is slippery. Ugh. Very slippery. Very, very slippery. I'm already sick of this, and it hasn't even really hit yet. But it's getting pretty nasty. Hi, Shadowfax. Go in the barn, bud. He's like, no, I'd rather eat leaves. I got hit in the face with a leaf. It's going to be nasty tonight. So, the ducks are still out. The chickens are on their way to bed. Okay, I'll tell you about our drama. Everyone's hiding. I think the dogs are in the garage. It's not fun. So, I'll tell you about our drama this morning. Because I didn't have my camera. Yeah, you guys are all in your house. They're all in the house. You guys are doing bunny things. Looking good, feeling good. Okay, you're going to notice that Stump is here. Okay? Stump is here. You're going to notice nobody's up at the top. Why, you ask? Okay, let me just, first of all, hi guys. Hi. I want to see if I can find the little one. Here's the one. Hi. Hi. Okay. I want to see, is it this one? No. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Hi. Hi. It's this one. I see you. I see you. Okay, hang on. There's bunnies down here. This is not a Rex. That's not a Rex. It also doesn't like me. Okay, let me explain what's going on and what's happening. Why is it raining harder? This is fun. Okay. Sorry you couldn't really see, but the weather's pretty bad. Okay, in the bottom. Remember how many babies Stump had? Just take a minute and remember. You probably don't know the number. The number was 8. There are 10 babies in there. Okay? Oh, let's get out of this rain a little bit. There are 10 babies in there. Let me explain why. They're not Smeagol's. Smeagol's babies are in with her hiding. Actually, let me go check on them. I want to make sure they are, in fact, in there. Just given our track record today, because I haven't explained what happened yet. But, man, today was something else. Hi. Okay. Everyone good? Hi. Smeagol. Hi, Smeagol. And babies. Okay. Everyone good. They're good. Everyone's happy. Okay, let's go check, stand in the garage. Okay, let me explain what happened today. We came outside and everything looked normal. Normal morning, doing our thing. I'm over doing chicken stuff, and Tristan's in with his horse, and Rowan's heading over to the rabbits. All of a sudden, Tequila starts chasing something, and I can't really see what it is, But she's not doing her, this is a predator bark. So I'm like, is she chasing a chicken? That's not like her. She doesn't chase chickens. So I'm like, Rowan, go stop her. And so he starts heading over to Tequila. I seriously was assuming she was chasing a chicken, which she doesn't do. But I'm like, maybe she's having a bad day. She wasn't. Hi, kittens. Hi. I know. Come on, let's go in the garage. Come on, guys. It's really nasty out there. Come on. Anyway, DK's over there sleeping. DK's over there sleeping. If you can't see DK, right there. That's DK. Come on, kittens, get in here. Okay, so what happened? She's chasing something. What's she chasing? I thought it was a chicken. It wasn't. It was Stump. Stump had escaped. So what happened was Stump had chewed the backboard of that breeding hutch. I got kittens climbing up my leg, so it's okay, don't worry about it. But she chewed it, and there was a giant hole. She had escaped along with all her babies. So Tequila was getting Stump. And by the way, Tequila is fine with loose rabbits. What she did is she kind of cornered Stump and just kind of held her still, so Rowan ran over and picked her up. We don't have to worry. Yeah, you guys can come off my legs. We don't really have to worry that much about Tequila hurting the bunnies. She's not going to. But she does stop the adults. So Rowan's like, what the heck? How'd you get out? So he picks her up, goes over there. That's when he sees she had chewed the entire side of that upper pen. Okay, so there's no backboard there. And that whole upper side. And then she had gone through that. The babies had also gone through that. There was no one up there. Okay, so Rowan puts Stump in with the other older females. Okay, so we're fine. Now we have to search out babies. Tequila starts finding them. DK grabbed one. Remember, those ones are still really small. But DK grabbed one and took off with one, and Tequila grabbed him. He's fine. He's obviously fine. He's just laying down over there. Right? He's fine. He is fine. Meow. Right there. That's DK. He's fine. She grabbed him, so he dropped the bunny. She managed to help us find a bunch of bunnies. She would find one, kind of tuck it under her leg, kind of, protecting it, and then Rowan would come over, get the bunny, and then she'd be off again looking for another one. Stump had 8 children. Tequila found 10 babies. 2 of them aren't Rexes. 2 of them are cottontails. Oops. So we tried to put them back in the woods. Okay? We're like, hey, these guys don't belong. They can survive by themselves. They're probably about 3 weeks old. So debatable whether they can survive on their own. But I'm like, you know what? These are wild. They're wild. They go in the wild. So we take them back out to the woods. 3 times we take them back out to the woods. And Tequila keeps bringing them back. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And why is it these same 2? Why is it these same 2? Over and over and over again. Why is it these same 2? Okay. So we followed Tequila the next time. They come from, if you go way down, I'll show you. Let me get this cat off my leg here. But I'll show you despite the bad weather. Okay. So if you walk, I'm not going to walk all the way down there because it takes a while. But if you were to go all the way down this path, all the way, which is pretty far. I usually, when I am walking with the camera, I don't go all the way because it takes too long. I take the first turn off, which takes us to the road. If you keep going, eventually you come to the closest house to us. Okay? It's not close, but that's the closest house. Go that way. We followed Tequila and she went that way. Okay? And, oh wow, really getting nasty. Really getting nasty. But, so she goes that way, we follow her. There's a nest. And it looks like a dog's gotten to it, and yes, Those are the neighbor dogs that come over and harass our animals, and that Vodka has to put the run on. Yeah, same dogs. They obviously got to the nest. There were, Mama didn't make it. Most of the babies didn't make it. And the two that are in here, they are a little banged up. They're okay, I think. So Tequila wouldn't let them go. And I suddenly understood why. It's like, she found them while she was in the woods, scouring for our Rexes, which she found. She found these two little babies. And Tequila has a thing for babies. She loves babies. Babies are hers forever and for always. She was not going to let anything happen to those two little babies. She doesn't know the difference between a Rex and a cottontail. She's a dog. She does not know the difference between a Rex and a Lop, or a Rex and a cottontail, or a Lop and a cottontail. She doesn't know. Hi, Bowser. She doesn't know the answer to that. She doesn't know the difference. As far as she was concerned, they were little bunnies, and they need some help. So, yeah, we called wildlife to see if they wanted to raise them. And, of course, they ask us the usual questions. I'm like, well, I have a nursing mama if they do need to be nursed, because they're not that much younger than Stump's babies. Maybe a week and a half younger. And I do have, so I'm like, yeah, I have a nursing mama. And they're like, oh, that'd be better than us trying to syringe feed them. I'm like, yes, I'm aware. Syringe feeding baby bunnies rarely works. It is incredibly difficult to pull off. Okay? Like, you're not, most even experienced rehabbers will tell you that wild rabbits are incredibly difficult to syringe feed. So generally, I mean, if you have to try, you try. But generally, you don't even bother. Like, if you have another option, right? If you have any other options. So like, well, if you have a mama bun who is able to feed them if they need it, I'm like, yeah, I mean, we obviously raise rabbits. So they're like, okay, well, what's your long-term plan? I said, well, my long-term plan is to hide them from my dog long enough to let them go in the woods. An important thing to know about cottontails: they are not domesticated. They do not make good pets. I know somebody will come in and say, oh, we've had a cottontail for years. Great. I'm so glad for you. What? I gotcha. So, cottontails don't do well, okay? They don't. Come on, kittens. Cottontails don't do well in captivity. Very rarely. So, it's not recommended, even if you have to raise a bundle. It's not recommended. Sorry, I'm using too many hands to hold kittens. Okay. 4. Okay. 5, 6. We're okay. But basically, they can't handle domestication. Now, in huge pens with little human interaction, maybe. General rule of thumb, it's not going to work. Okay. Wow, it's windy. Even in here, it's windy. I'm trying to hide from the wind. Let's go back over here. But I don't want to keep them. But you can't just leave them for the neighbor's dog to eat. Like, so after talking to wildlife, they don't really have a spot for them where they wouldn't have to syringe feed them. And I agree with them. Syringe feeding rabbits, even domestic rabbits, is a crapshoot at very best. Like, it doesn't usually work. So it's always better if you have a nursing mama to pair them with, and they don't, and I do. So like, okay. So as long as you don't plan on keeping them long term, I'm like, no, I don't need that kind of chaos in my life. Trust me, domestic rabbits in your hobby farm are different than trying to take a cottontail or a jackrabbit or something that's not domestic and have it living on your farm. It's like night and day. It's not the same at all. You're talking about rabbits that have been bred for decades and even centuries to tolerate human companionship, that are at least somewhat domesticated, versus animals that have never known real human contact, right? Ever in their genetic lineage. They have not evolved to exist with humans. So, you don't want them on your farm. Not as, I mean, wild bunnies on your farm is fine. I'm saying as farm animals or pets. It's not going to work. So, knowing that, for sure knowing that, okay? Because we do know that. We're not stupid. So, knowing that like we do, we decided that we will let them exist with our little ones because they were already in there. And obviously our little ones had already been exposed to whatever's on the ground because they'd been running around for who knows how long. It could have been all night. I don't know. Could have been all night. So, fine. We are going to wait until I'm sure they can survive on their own and then let them wander off. I mean, if they want to stay yard bunnies, I have no problem with yard bunnies. But they're not going to remain in our pens because that's not, they're wild. We're just giving them a safe haven because they have no mama, and because of their age, they will instinctively kind of gravitate back to where they came from, and then they're going to get eaten. So we're just going to let them chill here for a couple weeks. Then we'll let them go. They can be yard bunnies if they like. In fact, it would be in their best interest if they became yard bunnies because they'll be safe in our yard. And Tequila is already really protective of them. That's why Tequila, actually, I should have shown you the dogs. They're actually hiding behind the hay. They don't like this weather. They'll come out if they have to, but they don't want to. I don't blame them. I'm going to let them come in the house if they want. This wind is getting nasty. Most of the birds are inside. There's a couple that are like sitting on the fence, sitting on the board. Everyone else is inside. It looks like they are. I think even the ducks are about to go inside. So yeah, it's getting bad. So anyway, that was our excitement. Luckily, our dogs were able to contain the rabbits, and we ended up with a couple of little babies. So they will not be staying. They will not be long-term additions to the farm. And trust me, if you have a couple of baby cottontails that you are protecting while they grow up a little bit, let them go. They can fend for themselves. They have all the instincts to do it, where your domestic rabbits do not. Your domestic rabbits have had those instincts bred out of them, whereas these guys have it fully intact. So they'll be fine. Let them go. Let them go live their best life. They will be happier for it. Most of the time, cottontails do not survive an attempt at making them domestic. Okay? It is too stressful. Now, the thing we are going for is they seem to really like Tequila. Everyone likes Tequila. Tequila's a mama. So we're just going to let them carry on the way they've been carrying on. And yes, we can keep Stump separate if we need. Our natural born babies, our Rexes, are 5 weeks old. So we're going to do a week trial separation. Put them back with their mama like once a day for nursing if they want to. Otherwise, they're fine. See what hi Shadow Facts. See what Mama has to say about it. She's ready to basically kick them off. She's already been kicking them off the last few days. So we're not going to completely separate them from her. We're going to put them in with her for a little bit every day to see if she wants to nurse them. But Mama naturally weans them. So between 5 and 8 weeks, depending on the rabbit. Like Gemini, my lop, keeps her babies at her side for 8 weeks. Stump has a pretty big track record of 5 weeks being her cutoff. So it's kind of up to the mama. You can't force her to feed. So we'll see if she wants to feed them. Either way, even those little cottontails are old enough to eat grass and hay, which is what they eat in the wild. So they're fine. Anyway, that's what's going on the farm. The wind is getting worse. The weather's picking up. Cross your fingers that it doesn't snow. It is already snowing to the west of us. I don't want it to come here. I'm hoping it goes north and skirts us and we don't get snow. I don't want to do snow yet. I know you don't get a choice, but I don't wanna. Okay, that is going to be it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Tune in tomorrow to see the ever-evolving rabbit saga. This time it was Stump's fault. She chewed her way out. We'll see you tomorrow.